Hello, my lovely Misfitians, and welcome back to another video. So, y'all have now seen the series premiere, and basically now I can share with all of you what I'm planning on doing. I've kind of been hinting at it, but now I can finally just let loose and tell all of you what I've been working on and planning on. So, this is what we're going to be doing. I really wanted to start with a fox, as I said in the series premiere. I wanted to start with a fox because that's my favorite animal, besides bunnies and bears, which I draw a lot. But I wanted to kind of go back to a little bit of nostalgia. The very first watercolor course that I actually taught was with a fox, but my style has changed a lot since then. That was about 6 years ago. So I wanted to redo my fox, but I also wanted to create ways to make them change through the seasons, kind of like I talked about. And that's what I'm planning on doing. So with this particular tutorial, I'm planning on adding in the months ahead, basically, I want to add something for Thanksgiving. I haven't quite decided what I want to do for Thanksgiving yet. If you have any ideas for what we could probably add for Thanksgiving, maybe like a cozy scarf or something like that. And then I was thinking about doing maybe like an elf hat or something like that for Christmas. But give me suggestions down below because I'm planning on creating different little items that I can add to my fox as the seasons change so that my hallway can change. And I also want to add more animals along. Now, the next tutorial that I'm planning on putting together, which y'all basically voted on, was the moon. I am currently working on that right now. But after that one, I want to do animals again, and then we'll see what happens from there. But I'm going to have y'all vote on the next animal that basically goes up. So what I want to be talking about next is what's going to be on YouTube and what is going to be inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. And sorry if you hear a dog barking there. Just when I decided to hit the record button, our neighbor's dog decided to just bark his little head off. So if you hear that, excuse that. But basically on YouTube, I'm going to start with how to trace onto watercolor paper, as well as some tricks and tips for tracing onto watercolor paper. I wanted to start with this. I know it's a very basic idea, but if I'm planning on doing more tutorials in the future, especially animals, I know a lot of people are going to be tracing them. So I wanted to update my tracing tutorial and basically give y'all tips and tidbits of how I'm going to be tracing, specifically with watercolor pencils, because I have found recently I really enjoy doing the tracing element with watercolor pencils. So for this particular fox, I'm using a red watercolor pencil from Winsor & Newton. The color is Mandarin. That's what it was. And I loved having that be the overall outline of my drawing this time instead of using basically a graphite pencil, which has more of a harsher line. This kind of fits more in with the color scheme, so it doesn't look like it stands out as much, but yet it still has definition. So I've really been enjoying doing that recently, and I wanted to share that with y'all, as well as how to trace on a watercolor paper for future tutorials, as well as just tips and tricks of how to have a really good trace. So those are going to be the first 2 videos in the series, and then the next video is going to be how to paint your fox. So for this particular video, it's a whole tutorial. It's about, I want to say it's 22 minutes, maybe a little bit shorter or longer. I can't remember. But it goes step by step. That is all going to be on YouTube. I know some people, and me included, sometimes I like to watch how other people paint things to kind of get ideas. So that's the reason why I wanted to put this onto YouTube. But I know some people might not necessarily do the tutorial for themselves, such as taking the drawing and then painting it for themselves. So the tutorial of how to paint the fox will be on YouTube so that you can watch and learn how to do it. You can try and do it for yourself, just drawing your own fox. But if you want the template will be inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. This course or this workshop that I've put together is not just the drawing template. I have added a lot of extra, basically this whole notebook right here, and I'll flip through it real quick. That is all included. That's all included in the Watercolor Misfit Land. So not only do you get the videos, basically I put all of the videos, and there are no ads whatsoever inside of this workshop. So if you want to basically see all of the YouTube videos but with no ads whatsoever, they're going to be inside of the workshop ad-free. Another thing that you'll get is I created printable tutorials. So if you are trying to do this and you might not necessarily want to watch the video, you've already watched the video, you just want to know what I was saying during a particular step, I have printable tutorials for you for the fox painting as well as the witch's hat. I have an exclusive video inside of Watercolor Misfit Land that you can only get inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. That is basically the color mixing. I actually just filmed that about what colors I used, what colors you could substitute, what colors, if you want to do more of a limited color palette, you could use instead of using all the materials that I listed for this particular tutorial. What colors could you use and get away with by paring down all of those colors really to a small limited palette? Also, what kind of colors could you substitute if you're using student grade colors? I have that all in one exclusive video, as well as color mixing exercises that go along with the fox tutorial. That is all inside of Watercolor Misfit Land, as well as basically the drawing template. You get the Cricut hat file that you can use in your Cricut machine if you have one, to cut your hat so you don't have to use an X-Acto knife and cut it out if you need be, or you can just trace those hats one by one and use an X-Acto knife to cut it out if you don't have a Cricut machine. And I provide all of that inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. So basically, the dessert, I would say, is on YouTube, but then the meat and potatoes is inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. And this is what I'm planning on doing. Since I haven't had a workshop in a really long time, I'm going to be charging very small amount for this workshop at the beginning. So I'm going to open this particular workshop sometime next week, and I'll make sure in the Let's Chat to basically next week give you all the details of how to get in and all of that. But basically I'm going to be charging $1 at first for all of this that you get. Plus, if you get inside of Watercolor Misfit Land, you don't have to wait for the schedule for the YouTube videos. Everything will be up. So you can actually binge watch the entire course inside of Watercolor Misfit Land as soon as you purchase the workshop. If you don't, you can just slowly watch it as it's released on YouTube, and that's fine. So that's the very first thing. I'm going to be just charging $1 at first, And then as the series starts to progress and more of it is out, I think I'm going to raise it up to about $5 and we'll see from there. I'm definitely not going to charge more than $10 for it, but it is a lot. There was a lot of work put into this, and so I kind of want to give y'all who have been following me, who have been really loyal and faithful, like huge discount as a thank you. But in the future, I am going to raise the price, just so you know, to be totally transparent. And yeah, and also if you purchase this now, I'll be adding more and more little mini tutorials inside of this one for the extra elements that I'll be adding to the Fox. So it's going to build. This particular course, I am planning on adding, like I said, something for Thanksgiving, something for Christmas, and then I wanted to do something for Valentine's Day, and we'll see from there what happens if I kind of slow down or if I just continue to add. I'm planning on continuing to add for all the seasons until the Fox has basically all of them, but just to be totally transparent, we are planning on doing IVF again in the future. Starting it up again and trying to do a second round, basically. So I just want to give me a little bit of a loosey-goosey, a little bit with that, just in case, you know. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. But just to be transparent, I am planning on adding these elements to this Fox in the future. So if you buy this course now, you should get those in the future. They just might come a little bit later if I'm not feeling well. That's the only thing. But that is the plan. So yeah, that's what the whole series is basically going to be, as well as kind of an idea of what's inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. You're going to get, like I said, the exclusive color mixing video that I'm currently working on, actually. And then I also have a kind of tracing info sheet. I'll go ahead and share it with you. I always liked, when I was a kid, these like little sheets that you could like print out that are kind of like cheat sheets. I love those when I was a kid. I used to collect them for like math and like spelling and that type of stuff. So I created one of those for tracing for this course. You'll get that where you can print it out, and basically everything that is in the course you can print out. That's the reason why I've been putting it in a notebook, so that you can print it out and have it with you, kind of like a little booklet to help guide you in the process. Plus you'll get all of the drawing templates and the files for the hat, as well as material list and substitutes and all of that. So anyway, that is an overview of what the series is, as well as what's inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. Like I said earlier, I'll be sharing more info on how to get into the course. I'm still finishing up. I'm probably like 97% done now with the course. I'm just doing final touch-ups and stuff like that. So I will definitely let you know via a newsletter. And I've been having problems with my emails going out, so I'm working on that right now. But I'm going to be sharing in a newsletter, as well as on my YouTube channel and on Instagram and Facebook, when I open the course. So you'll hear it from multiple different avenues, and I also will let you know when I'm deciding to raise the price, so that there's no confusion. Like basically, I'm going to give you time to purchase it and get in when it's inexpensive. So anyway, lots of love, y'all. Thank you so much for supporting me with this. It has been a long journey, and I finally feel like I'm back in the groove again. So I'm really happy and I'm really excited. So please watch the videos, please comment and share it with people. And I hope to see you inside of Watercolor Misfit Land once I get the workshop all set up inside of there so that you can get all the supplies and the goodies inside of there too. So lots of love, y'all. Happy painting, and I will see you next time. Bye.